Hello again. The question I have actually just came to me just a few moments ago.
That's co-creating at its best.
So, you've been speaking the last 2 days quite a bit about what's in our vortex. And of course, you've actually been speaking for a long time about that.
Because that's the present tense and it's where we are. And it's where you're on your way to. And anything else is looking back for us, and we never look back. You hear that? You want to resonate with your inner being, you've got to look to your vortex and find a way to feel it. And when you do, then it's going to come into your experience like a diamond in the forest.
I would like to know more about how to resonate with that, how to receive even just more of what's there.
Well, we would rather that you approach it in this way. Do you believe it exists?
Yeah.
Then get happy and let it show itself to you. Because all that effort just holds you in weird places. Do you believe that there is a vibrational reality and that your inner being is there and that there is a point of attraction, and that's what equals that calling that is all the time calling you forward? So if you get that, then you know that the work's been done. You sifted and sorted and you found it and you created it, and your inner being tended it and law of attraction nurtured it, and now it's ready for you to be ready for it. The question is, are you ready for it? And the answer is no, because I think I have to work hard in order to justify it. And we say you don't have to work hard to justify it. Just stop doing the things that don't let you have it, like worrying about it, by looking for it, by trying to make it materialize before you're ready to follow the thread of that. We think that this story that you heard today, with our friend finding that diamond, now let's just walk through that for a minute. So really, can you imagine her saying, I really, really want to go to this seminar, but I just don't have the money, but I've got to find the money. So she calls her friends and bugs them. You got some money that you'll loan me? No, you didn't pay back the last money I loaned you. The credit company, would you loan me some money? No, your rating isn't, we're not talking about you. Not much. How can I get some money really fast? What could I do? What could I do? How could I do this? And just get all wadded up and all discouraged and all tense and everything about it. We want you to stop trying to make things happen and begin letting things happen. And that's the distinction that you want to discover for yourself. How can I let things happen? And there are two important understandings. First, to understand that it's already well along the way. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't ready to pop into your experience. That's such an important thing to know. But I can't see it, so it's missing. I don't want to start over. One day a man said to us, it was interesting, two people at the same seminar had similar stories. A man said to us, I have lost my fortune. I'm in my 60s. I lost it in a business transaction. It took me many, many years to acquire it, and now it's gone. And at this late stage in my life, I can't figure out how I'm going to get it back or get anything close to what I had amassed back. And we said to him, you're missing the point. He didn't know how he could have been more clear in explaining to us what had happened to him. And we said, you have a vibrational currency that didn't go anywhere. You have a vibrational leverage that you still can cash in. You're not starting over at zero. You're not starting to amass that fortune again. It's already amassed. All you have to do is get into the place where you can begin to receive it. And you can receive the fortune as large as you ever had amassed and 10 times greater, because in the losing of that fortune, you put so much more in your vortex that is already amassed for you. One day, a woman was complaining that her current husband was someone else's ex-husband, and that her current husband was paying money to his previous wife, and that his previous wife was very greedy, and she kept demanding more and more and kept going to the court and getting more because he kept making more money. So every time he would make more money, she would go and get some of the more money he was making. And she said, so we never really get ahead in the way that we want to because she keeps taking it. And she said, what do you think about that? And we said, we think it would be nice if he had 10 ex-wives. She thought we were kidding and then crazy. And then we said, well, if there are 10 people who have desire that are calling money through him, then everything will be 10 times more. So what's left over for you will be 10 times more, because that's the way the universe works. But people think in terms of splitting up this same pie. If somebody takes a piece of it, then I don't get as big a piece. But that's not the way that it is. You're creating your vortex, and your vortex is yielding to you to the degree that you are allowing it to yield. But it is prosperous and powerful. And so sometimes we know it's confusing because we teach you how to script. We teach you how to write scripts about yourself. We teach you how to make lists of positive aspects. We teach you how to pivot, to think about when you know what you don't want to know what you do want, because positive thought is always beneficial to you. But it reaches a point where if you are sort of stalled out on something, then do something different. And that different thing usually is stop thinking about the thing that you're stalled out on so much. Because when you stop thinking about it, your trains will dissipate on that end of the track, and you'll begin finding yourself in alignment, and ideas will come. And you know, we haven't talked about this today in the way that we really want you to hear it. You all think, and we know you think it, and we understand why you think it, but you are not serving yourself by thinking it. We started to say it's wrong thinking, but there's no wrong thinking. There's just dumb thinking. No, there's not. It's not. You think that you want the manifestation, and in its absence, you're still in this place where you still want something that you don't have. You want the manifestation. And we would so like to get you to come along with the idea that you don't want the manifestation. You want the thrill of the manifesting. It's not the manifestation, it's the manifesting. It's not the creation, it's the creating. It's being in the state of creating. It's being in the flow. It's being in that flow where you're turning the thoughts to things, because there's no ending to the thoughts that you will turn to things. And a pile of things is cumbersome. Although we're rooting for all the things that you want, someday, not so long from now, this same group of people will gather together on a demanifestation seminar. Because you're tired of building garages for all those cars you're amassing and all of that. Esther woke up one day and realized she has cars in too many places. And it's not easy. And her daughter said, oh, you've got real trouble. And Esther said, you just don't know how much trouble it is to have too many cars in too many places. Somebody has to register them and get them inspected, and she's driving back and forth across the country to take them to the place that they were born so that they could get the inspection done. And Esther is thinking, I'd be better off with no cars. I just fly in somewhere and rent a car. Really simple. But that didn't occur to her until she had too many cars. You see what we're getting at? And so?
I really appreciate what you're saying. I love it. Yeah.
So ask your first question. You can't even find it, can you? Can't even really find it now.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything you're saying, and that's why I'm appreciating it so much, because it's so much about the being and the creating and the having fun doing it.
Oh, when a manifestation happens, Esther's been saying to us and to anybody who will listen, oh, it's fun to think about it, and it's fun to be on the track of it, and it's fun to be in the sweet spot. But, ooh, it is such a really big sweet spot when that thing pops into my experience. And we say, well, of course it is. That's maybe the sweetest moment of all, but it's only a moment. But it's the sweetest moment of all because what it is the culmination of everything that has gone before. When a manifestation comes into your full realization, so that you're seeing it and hearing it and smelling it and tasting it and touching it. Of course it feels wonderful, because the contrast that you lived that gave birth to it is now being realized. The gestation process and your inner being tending it is now being realized. All of the cooperative components that have been gathered, and all those spurts of insight that you received, and all that inspiration that you found along the way, and all the people that you gathered along the way. Of course it feels great when it manifests, because the manifestation can never be separated from everything that brought it about, or from all the non-physical energies and physical energies that are involved in its creation. You're getting the sense of the creators that you are, your movers of energy, your aligners of energy, You're molders and massagers of energy. You're emotional creators who move emotion into better feeling places. It's your emotions that are your hands in the clay in this life that you are creating. It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reveling in it. Thank you.
Yeah. Enough?
Yeah.
Hi. Long-time listener, first-time hot seater.
Yeah.
2 people ago, you said something along the lines of when you get to the place with conditions, something around using the conditions as leverage.
Well, this is in the conversation of the better it gets, the better it gets. So we really don't want you to need conditions to feel good. But once you understand how to feel good without the conditions, then as that momentum gets going, the good conditions will feed the next and the next and the next. It's sort of like Esther used this phrase with her daughter a few days ago, and her daughter said, I don't know what that means, and I don't know anybody else that knows what that means. Esther said it's like priming the pump. Does anybody know what priming the pump is? So it's like that. It's like once you get it going, it will continue to flow.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, and then since June, all I've been focused on is feeling good, being happy, having fun, and everything is always working out for me.
Yeah.
Everything. It's so awesome.
That's the way.
Absolutely.
That's the way. And we are thrilled to inform you that your vortex has so much more to yield, and that the surprises and delights are going to become bigger and better, but you're not going to notice it. And this is why. As you move with your own expansion, the manifestations feel like the next logical step, not like some amazing thing that just knocks you over. And that really is such a good place to be, when it just feels natural and like the next logical step for you to have as much money as you can spend today or tomorrow or the next day. In other words, just in and out, in and out. Really good.
It's awesome.
It is indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah.